A few small gadgets have quietly turned the dullest chores into oddly satisfying little moments. Each one solves a problem you didn't know how to fix, and most you've never seen before. From quick everyday fixes to gadgets that feel like pure magic, these are 50 must-see Amazon tools, and they only get better as we count down to number 1. Look closely at the tiles in most bathrooms, and it's the grubby gray lines between them that silently give away the room's age. Drag this grout pen along those seams, and the dinginess disappears under a crisp coat of bright white, like fresh ink flowing into every gap. Those dingy grout lines never stood a chance. One slow, steady glide and they brighten into clean white channels, and just like that, your whole bathroom looks fresh, clean, and years younger, a tiny change that feels wonderfully satisfying. Every freshly cut pipe hands you the same problem, a rough, sharp edge that catches on everything and nicks every finger that passes. Run this little rotary blade around the rim instead, and the burr peels away in one clean, curling ribbon of metal. The head swivels as you go, so it follows the inside of a tube or any awkward shape without fighting you. It's oddly satisfying to watch that rough edge turn glass smooth in a single pass, and what was jagged a moment ago now feels factory-made. Slicing a potato by hand leaves uneven pieces, a nervous grip, and thickness that never quite matches. Set the dial, run the vegetable down this Mandoline instead, and out the other side falls a stack of slices so even they look machine cut. Interchangeable blades switch you from paper-thin chips to crinkle fries in seconds, and cut-resistant gloves keep your fingertips safe. It's strangely hypnotic to watch, and your prep ends up looking like it came straight from a restaurant kitchen. Try tracing the outline of a curved pipe or a fancy skirting board onto a plank, and you'll quickly lose your patience. Press this contour gauge against the shape instead, and its rows of tiny pins slide back to copy the exact profile in a single push. Lift it away, and you've got a precise template to trace and cut around. Fitting flooring, tile, and trim around odd shapes turns from a headache into a quick, clean win every time. What happens to your houseplants the week you disappear on holiday? With this clever sensor tucked into the soil, they thrive. Set the schedule, and it feeds each plant the right sip of water on time, every time. Roots stay perfectly balanced, and every corner of the shelf gets its fair share. It turns plant care into something that runs quietly in the background, so you come home to happy, thriving greenery every single time. Pure peace of mind while life pulls you 100 other directions. Most glue guns leave you tethered to an outlet, waiting ages for them to heat up. This cordless one heats in around 15 seconds and then goes wherever you do, up a ladder, out in the garden, into the back of a closet. A quick squeeze lays down a clean bead exactly where you want it, then it powers off on its own to stay safe. Quick, cordless, and endlessly handy, you'll wonder how you managed without it. Ever struggle to get the pepper just right? A weak sprinkle one time and overload the next? Tip one of these upside down instead, and a built-in gravity sensor springs the motor to life, showering an even, steady layer over your food, while a soft LED lights the plate below. One tilt, one hand, no guesswork. A twist of the dial runs from fine dusting to bold, coarse crush, turning an everyday task into something that feels effortlessly gourmet. Bright copper spools out in one long, unbroken strand as this machine peels the casing clean away. Feed the wire in, give the handle a turn, and the insulation slips off in a single continuous motion, the bare metal sliding out untouched and ready to use. For anyone recycling scrap or wiring up a project, a dull chore suddenly becomes something so smooth you'll actually enjoy every pass. Flip this on, and something magical happens to your wall. A warm, glowing halo blooms across it like the last light of a summer evening. Twist the head and the golden sunset drifts, or switch through 16 colors to match your mood. It's why photographers and creators keep one on their desk. In seconds, a plain room turns into a soft, cinematic space that feels calm, warm, and effortlessly stylish. Nothing ruins a warm evening outside faster than a mosquito buzzing past your ear. Grab this racket, take one lazy swing, and the electrified mesh drops the bug on contact with a sharp, oddly gratifying snap. A built-in light even lures them in after dark, and it recharges over USB for thousands of swats. Part backyard tool, part stress relief. It makes clearing the patio of pests feel almost like a game. That favorite sweater covered in little fuzzy baubles doesn't have to end up in the bin. Glide this electric shaver across the fabric, and those pills lift away instantly, collecting neatly in a small chamber and leaving the surface smooth and clean behind it. Sofas, blankets, coats, and jackets all get the same fresh again treatment. Watching a tired old garment turn crisp and new in a few passes is oddly addictive once you start. We're just getting warmed up, and the deeper we go, the better these get. A few coming up are the kind you'll want to order the second you see them. Squeezing a manual caulk gun by hand leaves you with sore fingers and a wobbly, uneven line. Pull the trigger on this cordless version, and the motor pushes a smooth, controlled ribbon of sealant out at a steady pace, so your bathtub edges and window frames get a flawless finish. Your fingers stay relaxed, the flow stays even, and every last drop of the tube gets used, leaving a finish so clean and sharp you'll want to point it out to people. 3 quick tugs on a string, and a whole onion is diced before a knife could make its first cut. Drop onions, garlic, or herbs into the bowl, pull the cord a few times, and the internal blades whirl through the lot in a flash. Lift the lid and it's chopped to a tidy, uniform size, ready for the pan. It rinses clean in seconds, and suddenly, the slowest part of dinner prep becomes the part you look forward to. Crumbs in the car seat, pet hair on the stairs, that drawer full of dust nobody talks about. Small messes are the ones that never get cleaned. This pocket-sized vacuum changes that with surprisingly strong suction in a body light, enough to hold all day. It swallows debris in one pass, empties in seconds, and lives in a drawer instead of a closet. Suddenly, those little cleanups take barely a minute, and keeping your space spotless feels almost fun. As dusk settles over a garden, these torches come alive with a flame that flickers and dances exactly like a real fire. But it runs without gas, smoke, or danger, just clusters of tiny LEDs mimicking the movement of a living flame. They charge all day from the sun and glow all evening for free. Line them along a path or patio, and your backyard turns into something out of a warm summer festival. Tired of notes and reminders that only ever live trapped on a screen? This printer fixes that, and it fits right in your palm, running entirely inkless. Pair it with your phone, and out slides a crisp print of a note, a photo, a label, or a to-do list on heat-sensitive paper. It's quiet, wireless, and weirdly addictive. Journaling, sticky reminders, quick photo strips, it brings back the joy of holding something you just made. Cranking a bolt loose by hand, click by tiny click, is one of the most tiring jobs in any garage. This cordless ratchet spins those fasteners off for you at a brisk pace, powering through nuts and bolts while you simply guide it. Tight engine bays and stubborn brackets that used to eat up your afternoon now clear in moments. It slips into the same tight spaces as a hand ratchet, yet takes over all the heavy turning, handing you back a whole afternoon. Bending and yanking weeds by hand leaves your back aching and dirt jammed under every fingernail. Stand over the weed with this tool instead. Press the foot pedal, and 4 steel claws bite into the soil and grip the root. A simple twist lifts the whole thing out, root and all. Then a push of the handle flicks it away, while you never once bend down. Weeding without but kneeling starts to feel genuinely satisfying. One press of your foot, a soft click, and a fresh cover wraps snugly around your shoe on its own. Step onto this dispenser and it does the whole thing for you. Hands clean, back upright, and over in a second. Lift your foot and you're ready to walk through. Homes under renovation, clinics, and open houses love it, and there's something oddly pleasing about watching each shoe get wrapped in one smooth motion. Turn on some music with these strips lining your room and the whole space comes alive. The colors pulse, shift, and chase in time with every beat thanks to a built-in mic and app that put millions of shades at your fingertips. Behind a TV, along a ceiling, or under a desk, they turn a flat, plain room into a glowing, reactive light show. It's the upgrade that makes an ordinary bedroom feel like your own private studio. An entire workshop, shrunk down small enough to sit in your palm, That's genuinely what this is. Spinning at blistering speed, this mini rotary tool engraves glass, sharpens blades, grinds metal, polishes jewelry, and carves fine detail into wood, just by swapping its tiny heads. A magnetic stand keeps every accessory within reach as you work. For delicate, precise jobs that full-size tools would clumsily wreck, this pocket powerhouse handles them all with the steadiness of a surgeon. Snipping through thick branches with manual shears means straining your grip until your hand cramps and gives out. Squeeze the trigger on these instead, and a powered blade slices clean through woody stems in a single effortless cut. Your hand barely moves. Gardeners with rows of vines, roses, or fruit trees can trim for hours without the ache. It turns one of the most tiring outdoor jobs into a smooth, one-finger motion you can keep up all day. Fighting a stubborn cork with a corkscrew, red-faced in front of your guests, is the kind of moment that leaves you quietly embarrassed. Set this electric opener on the bottle, press and hold, and it spins the cork out cleanly in seconds with a quiet whir. A gentle tap the other way releases the cork, ready for the next bottle. It makes serving wine feel smooth and elegant, the kind of small, effortless touch that wins over everyone at the table. That dead, empty corner of your living room is one plug away from becoming the best-looking spot in the house. This tall, slim lamp fills it with a rich wash of color that flows and shifts through millions of shades, controlled from your phone or synced to your music. Warm and cozy for a movie night, vivid and electric for a party. In one plug-in move, forgotten space becomes a glowing centerpiece that instantly pulls every eye in the room. Long, curling ribbons of wood peel away and spiral to the floor as this cordless planer glides down a rough plank, leaving a surface behind that's flat, clean, and smooth to the touch. Each pass shaves off the imperfections and reveals the timber's grain underneath. Doors that stick, boards that sit uneven, edges that need shaping. It handles them all while producing that endlessly pleasing curl of shavings woodworkers can watch all day. Walk away from the stove and let dinner stir itself for a change. Drop this gadget into the pan, press the button, and it circles the pot steadily, keeping soups, gravies, and custards moving while you get on with everything else. 3 speeds handle everything from thin sauces to thick stews. It's like gaining a cheerful helper at the stove that never tires, freeing you up to actually enjoy cooking again. Halfway there, and this is where it gets seriously good. The ones coming up are the kind people replay, screenshot, and send straight to a friend. Hanging a row of frames straight, by eye and pencil marks, almost always ends slightly crooked. Set this laser level down and it casts bright, dead level green lines straight across your entire wall, aligning itself automatically. Shelves, tiles, cabinets, and gallery walls suddenly line up with zero guesswork. The spirit level stays in the drawer, and the measuring tape marathon is over. It projects a precise grid you simply follow, handing you the kind of flawless accuracy that makes any job feel wonderfully easy. We've all handed a stuck jar to someone stronger after minutes of red-faced twisting. Set this gadget on top of the lid, press a button, and it grips and turns the cap open entirely on its own. Your grip stays relaxed, the towels stay in the drawer, and the counter banging becomes a memory. It adjusts to different lid sizes and handles even the most vacuum-sealed offenders. For anyone with a weaker grip, it hands back a small, real slice of everyday independence, and that feels wonderful. Most drills just spin, this one thinks. A bright screen on the back shows you the exact torque, speed, and battery level in real time, so you always know precisely how hard it's driving. Brushless and beautifully compact, it looks like something from the future while still sinking screws with serious power. For anyone who loves their tools as much as their projects, it turns even the simplest job into something that feels sharp, modern, and genuinely fun. Sit down at a desk flanked by these glowing bars, and every game, movie, and playlist suddenly feels bigger. They cast vivid, reactive color across your wall, shifting in real time to whatever's happening on screen or thumping through your speakers. Stand them beside a monitor or lay them behind a TV, and a plain setup becomes an immersive, cinematic cave of light. It's the finishing touch that turns any room into a creator's dream space, and the glow up takes just seconds. That pile of square scrap wood in the corner of every workshop is secretly a stack of custom dowels waiting to happen. Fit this clever jig to your drill, feed a rough offcut through, and the cutter shaves it into a smooth, round rod in one quick pass, without a lathe, without a fancy setup, and without wasting a scrap of timber. For furniture makers and hobbyists, it unlocks a whole world of custom pegs, rods, and joints from offcuts you'd have tossed. You'd expect a saw this small to be a toy, until it bites into a plank and glides straight through like it's slicing soft cheese. A laser guide keeps every cut dead straight, while the compact body fits in one hand for total control. Wood, tile, thin metal, plastic, it powers through them all without the bulk of a full-size saw. For tight spaces and quick jobs, it delivers full-size results with playful ease, and it's honestly just fun to use. Rolling and brushing a wall leaves streaks, patchy edges, and hours of your weekend gone. Sweep this sprayer across the surface instead, and it lays down a fine, even mist of color that dries flat and flawless, reaching corners and textures a roller could never touch. Furniture, fences, cabinets, and doors get a factory-smooth coat in a fraction of the time. Watching a dull, tired piece come back to life under one clean gliding pass is quietly hypnotic from start to finish. Grimy grout, crusty ovens, and stained tubs usually mean an hour on your knees with a toothbrush. Clip one of these bristle heads onto your drill instead, pull the trigger, and let the spinning brush do the punishing work for you. Dirt, mold, and baked-on stains lift away almost instantly while you barely apply any pressure. It turns the worst scrubbing jobs in the house into a quick, powered pass, and honestly makes deep cleaning weirdly enjoyable. Forget dragging around a noisy compressor and a tangle of air hoses. This cordless nailer fires nail after nail with a solid, satisfying thunk, driving each one flush with a single pull of the trigger. Framing, trim, decking, fencing, it sinks fasteners fast and clean wherever you carry it, with no tangled cords or slow pressure build-up to slow you down. This is nail gun freedom at its finest, pure power, total portability, and a solid thunk that never stops feeling good. As the sky darkens, these clip-on lights trace the edges of your home in a soft, welcoming glow. Fixed along your gutters, eaves, or fence, they charge all day from the sun and then glow automatically at dusk, some even flaring brighter the moment they sense movement. The wiring disappears, your electric bill stays untouched, and there's nothing to switch on or off. They frame your roofline beautifully while adding a layer of security that lights up at exactly the moment you need it. Struggling through thick cardboard with kitchen scissors until your hand aches is a thing of the past. This little cordless cutter spins a circular blade that glides through cardboard, fabric, leather, carpet, and plastic like they're made of paper. Guide it along your line and it slices smooth and effortless, curves and all. Craft projects, packaging, and DIY jobs speed up instantly. Barely there in your hand, but powerful enough to rethink every cut you make. Ever wondered what's hiding inside a wall, a drain pipe, or the guts of an engine? Feed the flexible tip of this borescope in, and a live, close-up video appears on the screen, lit by its own tiny lights and captured by 2 lenses at once. Lost keys behind a cabinet, a blockage deep in a pipe, a rattle inside a machine, it finds them all. It's like giving yourself X-ray vision for every hidden space in your home. Walk toward a staircase fitted with these and watch the magic unfold. Each step lights up one after another, a glowing wave that follows your feet from bottom to top. Motion sensors trigger the sequence so the stairs illuminate exactly as you climb, then fade behind you. It's safer in the dark and honestly mesmerizing to watch. A plain staircase becomes the kind of feature that makes every guest stop and ask how you did it. Dull, oxidized metal that looks beyond saving is about to shock you. Chuck this fluffy ball into your drill, touch it to tarnished exhaust tips, rims, or trim, and watch the cloudy surface bloom into a flawless, mirror-bright shine right before your eyes. The reflection sharpens with every second. Car lovers are almost hypnotized by it, and for good reason. Few things feel as good as watching decades of grime give way to gleaming, liquid-looking chrome. Now we're into the top 10, the heavy hitters. Every one of these is a genuine jaw dropper, and number one might be the most satisfying thing you see all week. Point this at a filth-caked wheel or a grimy driveway and squeeze, and the payoff is instant and hugely gratifying. A powerful jet blast kicks dirt and grime clean off, leaving a bright, spotless streak in its wake. What makes it special is the freedom. It's fully cordless and can pull water straight from a bucket, lake, or barrel, so you'll never need a tap or a tangle of hoses. Cars, patios, bikes, muddy boots, wherever the mess is, you just carry the power to it and watch the dirt disappear. Cloudy, yellowed headlights make even a well-kept car look old and tired, and they cut your night vision too. Work this kit over the lens and the foggy haze wipes away, revealing crystal clear plastic underneath that looks factory fresh. The before and after is the kind of change you'll want to film. For a few pounds and a few minutes of effort, headlights you'd almost written off roar back to life. Brighter, clearer, and safer than they've been in years, and it feels fantastic. Don't let the size fool you. This palm-sized chainsaw rips through a thick tree branch in about 2 seconds flat. One hand grips it, one squeeze fires it up, and the chain tears through wood with a raw, effortless bite that full-size saws can't match for convenience. Overgrown limbs, firewood, garden cleanups that once meant hauling out heavy gear now take moments. It's light, quiet by comparison, and honestly, a little addictive once those branches start dropping away. Sit back, enjoy your coffee, and let this handle the windows, gliding down the glass and leaving it perfectly clear on its own. Spray, wipe, then guide the squeegee head down the pane and it drinks up every drop of dirty water as it goes, leaving the surface bone dry and streak-free in one pass. Runs down the wall disappear, wet cloths stay in the drawer, and doing it twice becomes unnecessary. Windows, mirrors, and shower screens end up so clear they practically disappear. That ugly dent in your car door doesn't have to mean a costly trip to the body shop. Glue one of these tabs to the dent, attach the puller, turn the handle, and, with a crisp, satisfying pop, the metal springs right back into shape with the paint left untouched. Watching a crease you've stared at for weeks simply vanish feels almost too good to be true. A $100 fix pulled off right on your own driveway. Some objects stop people mid-sentence, and this is one of them, a detailed 3D moon that floats in the air, spinning slowly and silently above its base with nothing holding it up. Magnetic levitation does the impossible-looking work, while a soft glow shifts through warm and cool tones. It's a night light, a conversation piece, and a little slice of science fiction sitting on your desk. Nobody who sees it drifting there for the first time quite believes it's real. Drying a car with towels leaves swirl marks, missed spots, and water hiding in every crevice. This machine does it in a way that sounds made up. A jet of powerful, warm air strips the water clean off the paint in seconds, chasing droplets out of mirrors, grills, and badges that a cloth could never reach. It guards against scratches, wipes out streaking, and clears every last speck of lint. Detailers swear by it, and the moment you watch a soaking wet car turn bone dry in a single sweep, you'll be grinning right along with them. Drop in a capsule, press once, and watch a flawless cocktail pour itself into your glass. Choose your strength, and it mixes a precise, beautifully balanced drink in seconds. A margarita, an old-fashioned, a cosmopolitan, while the measuring, spills, and guesswork all disappear. It draws from your own bottles of spirits, so every glass tastes like it came from a skilled bartender. For dinner parties and quiet nights alike, it turns "what should we drink" into pure, effortless theater. Someone taps a switch, and an entire glass office wall turns frosted and opaque right in front of your eyes, blocking every prying gaze while still letting light pour through. Curtains, blinds, and moving parts all become unnecessary. It's simply a film applied to the glass that flips between see-through and private in a heartbeat. Office walls, bathroom windows, front doors, shower screens. It delivers instant seclusion with a futuristic flourish that makes jaws drop every time it switches. And the one that leaves everyone speechless, a compact robot that carves like a master craftsman entirely on its own. Feed it a design, hit start, and watch the spinning bit glide across wood, acrylic, or soft metal, etching intricate patterns, logos, and shapes with a precision no human hand could ever match. It moves with a smooth, mesmerizing rhythm, transforming a blank slab into a finished work of art while you simply stand back and watch. 50 tools, 50 small ways to make everyday life easier and a lot more satisfying. So, which one's going in your cart first? Tell me in the comments, drop a like, send it to someone who'd love it, and subscribe so you never miss what's next.